the traitor. So Jesus comes down from the mountain. He's about to start his ministry, and the first thing he does is he starts a small group. Isn't that crazy? He gets his inner circle. You could call it a small group. You could call it a life group. You could call it you could call it whatever you want. But the point is, it wasn't just them sitting in rows listening to Jesus teach. He said, from your masses, from the great crowds, I want a circle. I want them to know me. I want to know them. I want them to be able to call me out on things, even though he was sinless. He at least had the permission to call him out on things, and he knew them intimately. Those 12 people were his small group, his inner circle. And then from those 12 people, he called an even smaller circle of 3 individuals, James, Peter, and John. And those people, he ate with them. He went to their house. He knew their families. He gave them such close access that they probably knew him better than anybody else. So if this was crucial for Jesus, if community was an absolute essential for Jesus, then who are we to improve on his example? How could we, if that's what Jesus, the Son of God, determined he needed in order to be successful in life, then how could we come to the conclusion that we can do Christianity all on our own? I don't need anybody. I've got myself. In Mark chapter 3, verse 14, remember that's the same account, but it's in Mark's gospel. He gives you the purpose for why he selected the 12 people, just to amplify the point. It says that he appointed the 12, whom he named apostles. What's the purpose? Look at the word "so that." That gives you the purpose, the reason. So that they, these apostles, might be with him and he might send them out to preach. What's that saying? Jesus chose the 12, a small group, so that he could disciple them. Not like all the other disciples, but in a special way, so that they could be just like him and do just what he did, to go out and preach the good news of the kingdom. It's not just that you need other people in order to flourish in your Christian life, to experience breakthrough, but they need you. They need you pouring into them so that God can unleash them to flourish and to experience breakthrough as they are intended to do. So you've got the huge crowds, right? Then from the crowd, you've got the congregation of disciples. And then from that congregation of disciples, he pulls in a committed group of 12. And then from that committed group of 12, he pulls out even 3, James, Peter, and John, a core group of people who know him more intimately than any of the rest. So what does that show you? It shows you that we were designed as human beings. We need community.